Tax receipts are in, showing 2020 was the third best year in recent history for Breckenridge businesses. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, Frisco Town Council reviewed more than 40 town events last night, judging them all by one basic principle. From Town Marketing Director Vanessa Agee.
Why are we having this event? And do those reasons offer a positive return on investment for the community?
Councilman Dan Fallon gives his thoughts on smaller events like concerts in the park on Main Street.
These smaller scale, lower level events that kind of created community without overwhelming the venue seem to serve the purpose and address the need. And concerts in the park on Main Street check all those boxes.
Councilwoman Jessie Burley on big events like Colorado Barbecue Challenge, considered a legacy event.
As someone who has been a dumpster diver volunteer at that event since 2014, looking at the amount of waste and the impact that that event has is really concerning. And so while on the front end, it's really fun and it brings everybody together and there's a lot going on, there's a real kind of, I'll go so far as to say, a dark side to it.
Council made no decisions last night for the event's calendar, but most everyone agreed they want more input from locals.
And taking some staff and taking some folks that work on these events and that volunteer at these events annually and put them all together to go through this framework that we're trying to kind of develop here tonight.
Stay tuned for more from last night's meeting. Breckenridge Town Council reviewed tax receipts for 2020, showing townwide sales of $615 million. That's the third best year in recent history. Despite double-digit losses for restaurants, last year trailed 2019 by just 7.4%, 2018 by only 0.5%, and it beat 2017 by nearly 9%. In just a few hours later today is the third annual Safety Summit with special guest Nathan Jarvis, a veteran ski instructor talking speed, safety, and skills on the slopes.
If the first thing that they actually learn when they show up for the first time is how to control their forward motion, confidently and playfully, they will not become the human missiles that are screaming down the hill being scared to death or scaring other people to death.
The Safety Summit was founded by Catherine Jeter after she was blindsided by an out-of-control snowboarder at Copper. Tonight's event is free, starting online at 6:30. Sign up at safeslopes.us.com. The East Troublesome Fire in Grand County this past summer was devastating to humans and the forest, but not big game animals. Randy Hampton with CPW.
We don't see population level impacts to wildlife. What we see is individual animals that may be impacted, that may be burned, killed, or have to be put down.
But that was not the case for some species of cutthroat trout.
We've got at least one of those populations that we know was impacted and potentially taken out by the fire.
Hampton says it is too early to call the species eradicated, but early investigations show it did not survive. The latest now on coronavirus and reasons why. Local infection and positive test rate today are the lowest they've been in 4 months. But how? Dan Hendershot with the county.
Certainly vaccination helps. A little bit more exposure, herd immunity. People are getting outdoors more.
Personal behavior is also making a difference. Summit County's latest infection rate per 100,000 is 190, with a 7-day positive test rate of 4.8%. In sports, the Nuggets beat the Trailblazers last night 111-106. Tonight, the Avalanche play the Wild at 7. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Summit High boys basketball lost to undefeated Steamboat last night 58-47. The girls' game was canceled. Today, Tigers wrestling is in Gypsum at Eagle Valley for a tri-meet. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.